Business Insight. The Bengals' first preseason game is coming up this Friday against the Jets at Paul Brown Stadium. For the first time in 16 years, the Bengals are not holding training camp in Georgetown, Kentucky, much to the chagrin of the Georgetown area hotels and restaurants and shops. As you no doubt know by now, Bengals training camp is underway right downtown at Paul Brown Stadium. In fact, it kicked off with a pep rally for fans in the stadium on July 26. From all indications, the decision to keep training camp in Cincinnati is a hit for fans and downtown businesses. Business Courier editor Rob Dahlmeyer is joined by a dressed-down Jeff Birding, who is Director of Sales and Public Affairs for the Bengals, talking about the economic impact of keeping training camp right here at home. Rob and Jeff.
Ryan, thanks. Jeff, thanks for being here. And
Rob.
It's casual day here now.
One of the benefits of having training camp is the suits, get it out of the suits and into shorts and golf shirts.
Yeah, we have no training camp at the Business Courier. So you've obviously decided to move training camp into town for the first time. How's that been going?
I think it's been going great. We've had thousands of fans come down to practice every day. We had our first practice earlier this week in Paul Brown Stadium, where we had the largest crowd we've had to date. I know that the restaurants on the banks and downtown are happy. The Paul Brown Stadium practice was after the Reds game, our first joint promotion with the Reds. A lot of red shirts in attendance, so you could see that the promotion between the Bengals and the Reds and all the banks has been a big hit.
Why wasn't this done years and years and years ago? What were the reasons for having this in Georgetown or Wilmington or wherever it had used to be?
Well, I think traditionally the football teams would go to college campuses for training camp because they would have two-a-days. And frankly, in between the morning practice and the afternoon practice after lunch, a lot of the players would take a nap. They'd rest. They need their rest. The new collective bargaining agreement does not really provide for two-a-days any longer. And as such, you don't need the dormitories to house the players on site.
So this is something that you think will continue, obviously. This is the decision I would assume that the team's happy with right now, moving it back.
We're thrilled. We think it's great for our fans that they don't have to drive an hour. Georgetown was terrific. We loved it. But be able to have it right here in the heart of downtown Cincinnati. We're one of the few NFL teams that can say that we're hosting our training camp downtown, bringing a lot of fans to the downtown area and to the businesses. And frankly, people who are interested in buying tickets can come down and sit in practice, watching practice and see the seats that they might want to buy for a game.
So obviously last season was wonderful on the field. Surprised, I think, everybody getting into the playoffs. Attendance not quite as good as you obviously would have wanted, and we're at Channel 12 right now. They would obviously like to see better attendance too. What are you seeing so far this year? What are you expecting this year as far as ticket sales?
Well, last year obviously was a very disappointing year at the gate. There were a lot of reasons for that, but the team certainly provided their end of the bargain with a winning season. As we approached the 2012 season, we lowered ticket prices on about 25% of our seats, didn't raise any ticket prices on the other seats. We've also been much more aggressive in getting out and providing new amenities to season ticket holders. We had free tours at the stadium. We had an NFL draft party. We're giving a discount card year-round for the team's pro shop. Some other promotions, obviously bringing training camp to Cincinnati where our players are very accessible for signing autographs. So we're trying to reach out, do a lot more in the community, doing a lot more with our season ticket holders. And we're blessed this year with a great schedule. In addition to our division, we have the Dallas Cowboys coming, the New York Giants, the Denver Broncos with Peyton Manning. So there is significant interest. Two of our games are largely sold out. A number of the other ones are doing very well. And we certainly are going to have a much better attendance, and we want to get all the games sold out and have a loud, exciting stadium for our team.
So when you mentioned earlier about sort of co-marketing with the Reds, that is not something that has happened in the past. Even though you are the two pro teams in town, you used to share the same stadium, and now you're 3 blocks apart. Why hasn't that happened more in the past, and why do you think it's important to do that now?
Well, I think that let me say, I'm a Reds season ticket holder. I grew up here with the Big Red Machine. Mike Brown is a huge Reds fan, season ticket holder. So we're Reds fans, and I know that Bob Castellini and his team are big Bengals supporters. I think, frankly, we focus on trying to get our games sold out. They focus on getting theirs sold out, not in a competitive way, but we're just so focused on our own task. But by bringing training camp here, where we made the decision to make sure that none of our practices conflicted with the Reds game, and in fact tried to schedule them where if they had a Reds game, our fans could either go to the Reds game and come to the Bengals, or come to the Bengals practice and then go over to the Reds, that we could create this synergy to try to help them boost their attendance and give people who maybe came to a Reds game something to do afterwards. It was just a natural opportunity with the training camp. We've done some things on a much smaller scale previously, but we have a great relationship with Bob and Phil Castellini and their team, and we're just going to keep working and keep growing it.
Great. Well, good luck the rest of the summer, and we'll obviously be hoping to hear more from you this fall. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome.